In a small Alabama town, there's this man on death row for a crime he didn't do. He wasn't put there because there were any proof or witnesses to back it up. He was there simply because of who he was. This is the story of Walter McMillian, a hard-working black man who was sentenced to death for killing a woman he'd never even met. Before everything changed, Walter was just known as Johnny D. He ran his own pulpwood business, had a wife, children, and a good reputation. In Monroeville, Alabama, the hometown of To Kill a Mockingbird, that alone made him stand out. A small-town diner, people whispering. But Walter did something that, in 1980s Alabama, was considered unthinkable. He fell in love with a white woman. And when a young white woman named Rhonda Morrison was murdered, the town didn't need proof. They just needed someone to blame. In November 1986, 18 years old Rhonda Morrison was found dead inside the Jackson Cleaners. The case shocked Monroeville. Weeks passed, months even. No suspect, no leads. Pressure mounted on the sheriff to make an arrest. Sheriff's office, stacks of unsolved files. And then, without warning, the sheriff announced he had his man, Walter McMillian. It didn't matter that Walter was at a church fish fry, surrounded by dozens of witnesses. It didn't matter that every one of them swore he was miles away from the murder. In the eyes of the law, he was a black man in the wrong place, in the wrong time. Walter wasn't even sent to county jail. They lock him straight into death row before he was convicted, before the trial even began. He waited in a cell designed for execution, while prosecutors built a story out of thin air. The state's key witness was Ralph Myers, a white man with a criminal past and a wild imagination. He claimed he saw Walter at the crime scene. Detectives leaning close, shadows on the wall. But Myers would later say they threatened him, told him if he didn't point to Walter, he'd be the one sent to the chair. The trial lasted only a day and a half. An all-white jury, in a county that was 40% black. No fingerprints, no physical evidence. Dozens of witnesses testified he was innocent. None of it mattered. The jury found him guilty of capital murder and recommended life in prison. But Judge Robert E. Lee Key Jr. wasn't satisfied. He overrode the jury and sentenced Walter to death. They called it justice. Walter called it hell. Then came a young lawyer called Brian Stevenson, a man who believed that every person deserves justice, even those society has already thrown away. He dug into the files, found hidden evidence, taped confessions, and proof that Myers had lied. Old tape recorder clicking on a voice trembling. They told me I'd fry if I didn't say it was Walter. Voiceover. The truth was buried but not lost. Courtroom applause. Prison gates opening. Voiceover. In 1993, the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals overturned Walter's conviction. After 6 years on death row, he walked out a free man. The courtroom erupted. Reporters wept. But Walter just stood there quietly, because no matter how free he was, he'd never get those years back. Walter McMillian spent the rest of his life speaking out about injustice, but the years on death row changed him forever. In the heart of the South, a man was killed for being black. Walter McMillian's story isn't just history, it's a warning.